The Galactic Military Academy's training grounds hummed with the distinctive whir of gravity compensators, as alien cadets from across the known systems prepared for another day of combat simulation. Towering Krelian warriors flexed their crystalline exoskeletons while sleek Vorthak assassins tested their naturally camouflaged skin. In the center of it all stood Marcus Chen, the lone human in a sea of beings who had evolved for warfare. "Look at the pink skin," hissed Zektar, a reptilian saurian whose ancestors had hunted megafauna on high-gravity death worlds. No natural armor, no claws, no venom sacs. How did such a weak species even achieve spaceflight? The other cadets chittered and growled their agreement. Marcus had heard it all before during his first month at the academy. Humans were the newest species to join the Galactic Confederation, and their admission had been met with skepticism. While other races had evolved obvious combat advantages, the Krelians' diamond-hard shells, the Vorthak's optical camouflage, the Saurians' razor claws, humans appeared laughably fragile. Instructor Thanix, a battle-scarred Krelian veteran, stomped into the training arena. Her massive form cast shadows across the polished floor as her forearms gestured to the assembled cadets. "Today we test reactive combat scenarios," she announced, her voice echoing through translator implants. "You will face multiple opponents in rapid succession. Victory requires not just strength, but adaptability." The first volunteer was Zektar, who demolished 3 training drones in quick succession with brutal efficiency. His claws tore through reinforced plating, while his thick hide absorbed energy blasts that would have killed most organic beings. The arena erupted in approving roars. Next came Silandra, a Vorthak whose liquid movements made her nearly impossible to track. She flowed between attacks like water, her natural camouflage rendering her invisible, until she struck with deadly precision. The drones fell before they could properly target her. One by one, the alien cadets demonstrated their species' natural advantages. Each performance drew cheers and impressed nods from Instructor Thanix. Finally, only Marcus remained. "The humans' turn," Thanix announced with barely concealed doubt. "Begin when ready, Cadet Chen." Marcus stepped into the arena's center, his breathing slow and controlled. Unlike his classmates, he carried no natural weapons, no armor plating, no enhanced senses. He was, by all appearances, exactly what evolution had made him. A persistence hunter from a moderate gravity world. The first drone activated, its sensors locking onto him immediately. A plasma bolt screamed through the air where his head had been a microsecond before. Marcus had already moved, not with the explosive speed of the Saurians or the fluid grace of the Vorthak, but with something else entirely: prediction. His brain, evolved for pattern recognition and threat assessment, had read the drones charging, sequence calculated trajectory, and initiated movement before the weapon had even fired. To the watching aliens, it appeared as though he had dodged a beam of light itself. The second and third drones activated simultaneously, filling the air with a crossfire pattern designed to overwhelm even the most agile opponents. Marcus seemed to dance between the beams, his movements economical and precise. Where other species relied on superior reflexes or armor to survive, humans had developed something far more dangerous: the ability to think faster than their enemies could act. His hands found a discarded piece of training equipment, a simple metal rod. In the grip of Saurian claws, it would have been a crude club. In Krelian manipulators, perhaps a basic spear. But in human hands, it became something else entirely. Marcus hurled the rod with devastating accuracy, striking the first drone's sensor array and sending it spiraling into the arena wall. Before it had even crashed, he was moving again, rolling beneath the second drone's lowered fire arc and coming up behind it. His fingers found the maintenance panel that every other species would have simply tried to rip off. Instead, he triggered the emergency shutdown sequence, disabling the drone in seconds. The third drone, programmed with adaptive AI, began to adjust its patterns. But Marcus was already 3 moves ahead. He feinted left, drawing its fire, then used the arena's own training obstacles as cover and leverage. Within moments, he had maneuvered the drone into position and used its own momentum against it, sending it crashing into the 4th drone as it came online. The arena fell silent. Instructor Thanix studied the tactical display with growing amazement. The human had defeated 4 combat drones in less time than most cadets took to destroy 2, and he had done it without taking a single hit. More importantly, his biometric readings showed something unprecedented. His stress levels had actually decreased during combat. "Impossible," whispered Zektar. "How did he move so fast?" But Marcus hadn't moved fast, not by galactic standards. The Vorthak could move faster, the Saurians could strike harder, the Krillians could endure more damage. What Marcus had done was think faster than any of them had believed possible. "Again," ordered Thanix, her voice tight with professional interest. 8 drones this time. The second trial was even more impressive. Marcus turned the arena itself into a weapon, using environmental hazards, debris, and even the drone's own systems against them. His movements seemed almost choreographed, as if he had fought this exact battle 100 times before. Because in a sense he had. The human brain evolved to track multiple prey animals across vast distances, to predict weather patterns and seasonal changes, to coordinate complex hunts with nothing but gestures and grunts, had been running combat simulations from the moment he entered the arena. When the last drone fell, the alien cadet stared at Marcus with something approaching awe. This wasn't the performance of a physically superior warrior. This was the performance of a species that had turned thinking into a weapon. "Instructor." Thanix approached Marcus, her crystalline features reflecting newfound respect. "Cadet Chen, your species may lack natural armor or claws, but you possess something far more dangerous." "What's that, Instructor?" "The ability to turn any environment, any situation, any opponent's strength into your advantage. You don't just adapt to combat, you reshape it entirely." From that day forward, human combat doctrine became required. Study at the academy. Other species learned to fear not the fragile pink beings who seemed so helpless, but the terrifying intelligence that could turn their own advantages against them. After all, in a universe full of natural-born killers, the most dangerous predator was the one that had learned to kill with its mind.